Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about some impacts for veterans here in November with the government shutdown, everything else going on. What sort of things are we seeing? I pulled up an article here from Newsweek, and it specifically calls out VA services impacted for around 1 million U.S. veterans. So with that, for those that don't know, my name's Jason. Thanks for making it to the channel. I really do appreciate it. We get a lot of new subscribers every single day, and I want to thank each and every one of you. Many hands make light work, and the more of us that there are, well, the louder the voice becomes, right? So I can't do it without you, and I do appreciate every single one of you and all of your support so very much. So let's jump into it here. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it. All right, so VA services impacted for around 1 million U.S. veterans. This came out November 5th on Newsweek. For those that might not know, I have a rooster. His name is Stan, and this is my Stan hat. I did start a merch store, and I hooked it to the channel somehow. I got lucky and made that happen. And there's also a link in the description. So check it out if you're so inclined. All right, so jumping into it here. It says here, I'm trying to get rid of this pop-up thing that's shown up. All right, so it says, what to know. Because, well, let's start where it's supposed to start. The Department of Veterans Affairs has said that the ongoing federal government shutdown is impacting services for around 1 million American veterans. Directly from the VA, they are saying that due to the ongoing federal government shutdown, it's impacting services for around 1 million American veterans. Why it matters? Well, it matters a lot because it's impacting 1 million of our brothers or sisters. And I'm going to tell you this, like any of this stuff, if it directly impacts you, I feel for you. If it doesn't directly impact you, then guess what? It's impacting one of our brothers or sisters, and we need to stand aligned together and show our support and make a little noise. The VA is accounting for service disruptions detailed in a press release on October 30th, came before the shutdown reached a historic milestone. On Tuesday night, it became the longest in U.S. history, surpassing the previous record set in 2019. The department attributed the blame for the shutdown on the Democrats. The Senate has failed for the 14th time to pass a short-term funding bill to reopen the government. And while there have been recent signs of bipartisan movement on the matter, lawmakers have not yet come to an agreement. What to know? Because some VA funding is provided in advance by Congress, the department says core healthcare operations remain functional. Medical centers, outpatient clinics, and vet centers are open and continuing to treat patients. The VA also said that the routine processing and delivery of benefits, including compensation, pension, education, and housing assistance, will continue, and burials at VA national cemeteries will proceed. Still, in its press release, the department detailed a number of significant interruptions to other programs that do not have uninterrupted funding. According to the VA, as of last week, more than 900,000 veterans are currently unable to reach the GI Bill hotline because that service has been suspended. Counseling and case management services through Veterans Readiness and Employment, the VRE program, are also paused after staff supporting those services were furloughed. The VA said that more than 100,000 enrolled veterans are affected by this. The VA also reported a growing backlog of new applicants for the VRE program, which on October 30th stood at 61,988. It warned that this backlog was increasing daily. And I'm going to tell you this. That sucks, but if you want to take advantage of VRE, don't wait for the government to reopen to file your application. do it now so you can get in line, because there's just going to be more adding on to it. So get in line now when it comes to veterans readiness and employment. If you're not sure what it is, I have a bunch of videos on it. Just go to my channel homepage and type in VR&E, and you should be able to find a video there. In-person services have also been curtailed. 56 regional benefits offices are closed to the public, and the VA regional office in Manila has been shuttered after its legal authority to operate expired on September 30th. Transition services for service members nearing separation have been halted as well. The department said more than 16,000 service members are preparing to leave the military, cannot receive VA transition briefings, so most likely TAPS classes, which include job training and independent living programs for veterans with service-connected disabilities, because the contract that supplies those services is not operational during a lapse in appropriations. The VA also said there has been an interruption to cemetery upkeep, which this part drives me nuts, especially in a long shutdown like this, right? A week-long shutdown, not a big deal. A month-long shutdown, bigger deal. Month plus, huge deal, right? The VA also said there has been an interruption to cemetery upkeep. 157 national cemeteries are no longer performing grounds maintenance or placing permanent headstones, although burials are not impacted. In response to the press release, the House Veterans Affairs Democrats said Republicans were to blame for the ongoing shutdown, posting an image on X, formerly Twitter, of the release with every mention of Democrats replaced with Republicans. How funny. What people are saying. VA Secretary Doug Collins said the Democrats' government shutdown is limiting services for veterans and making life miserable for VA employees, and things are only going to get worse as time goes on. It's time for Democrats to stop using the suffering of Americans as political leverage to give free health care to illegal immigrants. I call on them to open the government and enable VA to provide the complete and comprehensive services America's veterans, families, caregivers, and survivors have earned. I just want to highlight something here. And I've talked about this in the past. When we talk about more than just the disabled veteran, right? Disabled veteran, 6 million. Disabled veteran, spouse, dependent children, caregivers, survivors. Well, now we're talking closer to 40 million. Okay? It is a big difference when you're talking numbers, and numbers matter. Numbers matter. So part of the VA changing its mission statement included the subcategories of the veteran sphere, which I am very pleased with because the veteran population by itself is decreasing. We need to highlight the bigger number of who's truly impacted through a veteran. All right. So House Veterans Affairs Democrats said on X, we made some corrections to your press release, Secretary Collins. Republicans control everything, yet blame Democrats for the shutdown. Stop using veterans as pawns and reopen the government. When you have the House, Senate, and White House, you own the results, not the minority party. Okay, look, I'm not going to play sides here, but that's just a stupid statement. And the reason why is because, well, it's the Republicans have all of those, but they don't have enough in the Senate to pass things just by themselves. They actually do need Democrats to work with them in order to get things passed. And I put it that way because that's the party that is in control at the Senate and the House. But they would need the other party, the Democrats in this case, to actually do bipartisan work in order to get things passed because of the numbers. So they're making it sound like they could just, and the Republicans, that they could just push things through on their own. They can't. They actually need the Democrats to help. So I that type of stuff just irritates me. And look, it's the political world. Republicans do it to Democrats. Democrats do it to Republicans, vice versa, back and forth all day long, every single day. It's just all that. So that's why I don't really do too much politics stuff, because it drives me absolutely nuts. All right. If you want to know where I stand for vets. That's where I stand. All right. What happens next? The federal government shutdown continues. And while the deadlock has seemed unbreakable over the last month, Majority Leader John Thune has said a compromise could be coming. Now, again, this came out on the 5th. There were some elections that have happened, and I read somewhere that there is some focus on continuing the shutdown with that with those wins. So I don't know. We'll see. The federal government shutdown continues. Majority Leader unbreakable over the last month. Majority Leader John Thune said a compromise could be coming. I just think, based on sort of my gut of how these things operate, I think we're getting close to an off-ramp here, Thune said last week, or this week, which was that week, whatever. Anyway, I'd love to get your thoughts on all of this. Please throw those in there. Folks are impacted, right? And again, it's not every single veteran that's impacted, but there's definitely veterans impacted, and we need to address that. With that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.